Good afternoon, everybody. Peter Summers here, travel nurse recruiter for Atlas MedStaff. Welcome back to the bee yard for another edition of Peter the Hobbyist. It's been about 7 weeks since Jack and I put 2 packages of bees into these boxes. In that 7 weeks, it's turned into a jungle up here. Hardly looks like the same place, but I assure you it is. We're up here. I'm going to do 2 things today. Hopefully, number 1, tame the weeds. Number 2, split each of these hives, if they're strong enough, into 2 smaller hives. So the goal is we're going to turn from 2 hives into 4 hives. We'll talk about what we're doing and why we're doing that as I start opening up these boxes. Looking at the front of the beehive here before we open it up, doing a little bit of pre-inspection analysis, and you can see a lot of bees on the outside of the hive. This tells me that one of 2 things is happening. Either the bees are too hot, which is quite possible because it's pretty warm here today, or it could also mean that the colony is getting ready to swarm because they have outgrown their space. We'll find out more. We'll understand what's going on when we open up the boxes. The other box next to me, the other hive, does not look the same way. So it'll be an interesting day in the bee yard. We'll see what's happening. All right, now the way that a bee colony reproduces is through a swarm. You've probably heard of a swarm of bees. Well, that swarm is a queen. We got a lot of bees. The queen and about a half of the colony. They leave behind other bees to raise a new queen. And they start to swarm as soon as they run out of space. So as I open this up, it appears to me that they've probably run out of space. And that's why they're on the front of this box. There are bees everywhere. There's our inner cover. There's bees everywhere. This is good. I mean, the bees are doing well. The bad news is, of course, it means that I've been negligent in my inspections. They've filled stuff up faster than I was expecting. So are they getting ready to swarm? We don't know. But now I have to check. I have to look for queen cells. And we're going to do one of 2 kinds of splits. If I can find the queen, I'm going to remove the old queen, and that will be what we call an artificial swarm. The other bees will think that she took off with some of the bees and, hey, they just missed the boat. Well, if that's the best case scenario. Yeah, so that's called an artificial swarm. The next thing we'll do, if we can't do that, is just a 50-50 walk-away split where I'll just divide the resources in half between the 2 colonies, and one will get the old queen, one will raise a new queen. If we find that they've raised swarm cells, queen cells already, then I'll just split those up and create some smaller hives. But we'll see what we get here. This will be interesting. Oh yeah, first hive up here, they've got queen cells. I'll show you this. The queen cells are these cells that are dragged down. So this colony is planning on swarming. Okay? They haven't closed it yet, so that means that the queen is still there because they will not leave until after the queen cells are closed. So we do have a queen in this hive, and she's still laying eggs because I see eggs on this side. The eggs look like a little grain of rice. You see this part's honey. These are open cells where there are some eggs in there. So my definite goal is to find the queen in this hive. But that takes a long time because this is just one frame and there's a lot of bees. You see the differences in color. The top part there is capped wax. The bottom part is capped brood. The brood looks a little leathery. The honey up on top looks nice and white. I just had a bee try to sting me. And in case you're wondering, if you keep bees, does it still hurt? Yeah, it still hurts. Yeah. Ho ho ho! Found her! Wow! There she is, right there. So we'll remove this one. I'll put this in a box by itself, watching the queen the whole time. Okay, I verified that I put the queen into the other box. We're going to create an artificial swarm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give her a couple of frames of bees, a couple of frames of brood, and I won't give her a regular queen cell. You know what I've done is I put the queen in here, a couple of frames of brood, and I'm just going to scrape in with the brush a few extra bees. Put a little bit of honey so they have some food. Empty frame. Put our inner cover in here. Then our outer cover. Okay, so we've got our artificial swarm that we created here. Okay, so in here we've got this bottom box where we actually found the queen. I was surprised, but sometimes the queen doesn't like to be. She doesn't like crowds, so she was trying to get away from us. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reverse these boxes. I'm going to have the one that was on the top be on the bottom, and then that way when the new queens come out and then hopefully successfully go out and mate, start laying eggs, they work their way up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this was the box that was on top. This will now be on the bottom. Doing our best to protect these queen cells. And if for some reason those queen cells were damaged, it's not the end of the world. They have other eggs in there that they can make new queens from. The only difference between a regular female bee and a queen bee is the diet that they get the first few days as a larva. They get more royal jelly. Okay, so the two things I'm adding here, this is called a queen excluder. Now obviously I don't need this right now because there's no queen in here. We just saw that, we just took the queen out of there. But once there is a laying queen in there, this will keep the queen on one side of this. The queen can't fit through these slats. The worker bees can, the queen can't, and the drones can't. The drones are the boy bees. Okay, so I'll set that on there. And what this does is this makes sure that only the worker bees will come up here, and that means that all of these frames will just be honey. They won't have any eggs laid in them, any larvae in them. This is what we'll hopefully get as our honey. Consider it the rent that's due. Inner cover, outer cover, hive brick. So that's what we call an artificial swarm split. Went pretty well. It took a while, but it went pretty well. We'll see how we do on this hive. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this a successful trip to the bee yard. Found the queen in both hives, made splits. When we started knocking back the high weeds, they can fly in and out. The bees coming back will be a little bit confused because their queen's not in there anymore. They'll think they missed the swarm. If the queens swarm now, I'm not losing most of my bees. So, good day. A very good day.